What is up, Fragrance Familia? It is your boy Johnny Scent here. Today we're going to talk about my scent of the day, which is going to be Armani Code Parfum, an absolute banger. I got my boy here, Jordan, with me.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all?
If y'all care about locale and that stuff, definitely check him out. I'm going to have his name on the description box. But yeah, let's talk about this fragrance real quick.
Do it.
Armani Code Parfum is an absolute banger. Me, if you know me, I'm all about the black bottles. Classy indeed. Black bottles I like because usually, in my opinion, they have come across more like masculine, dark, mysterious, sexy, date night, and sometimes very versatile. So this fragrance right here, in my opinion, is definitely a must try, if not one to definitely have in your collection, especially as a beginner. Man, off the top, what do you rate that?
Let's see here. That's good. I feel like it's kind of sweet.
Kind of sweet, fresh.
Almost sweet, fresh. I almost call it. I'm almost getting like a soapy vibe to it.
Type of
I'm gonna
vibe,
give it
yeah.
a. I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Fresh, clean, well kept type of dude. That's what I'm seeing. You see me, I got the black shirt, I got some blue jeans on. That's the fragrance. I'm working at an office, you know what I mean? So this is a perfect fragrance for that type of situation, for dates. I wouldn't say necessarily for the gym because if I don't know if you can tell, but this scent, in my opinion, has a little bit more of a sophistication type of vibe.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're wearing black slacks with a button up shirt, kind of like what you're wearing or something like that, would definitely fit more of this type of fragrance right here. The people, what we're here for is, I've been wearing this after 9 hours. At this point, it's close to 12. So we want to see the longevity. We want to see the projection. If you can smell, we typically have a female on this channel, but today it's boys'
Yeah.
day. You
I'm
know what
not
I mean?
smelling his armpits, y'all.
No, did you see that? Yeah, that's crazy.
He always got her smelling his armpits.
Oh
So
my god,
like,
it's crazy.
smell my t-shirt, bro.
We're not gonna do that with him.
I'm not smelling
You know.
his old work shirt from 8 hour shift, but yeah, I'll definitely give it a smell and everything like that.
Go ahead.
Okay.
That's right here.
Okay.
And then behind the neck.
Okay.
You probably smell it the most behind the neck.
Yeah, absolutely, for
Okay.
sure.
So we like that because I always like to say always spray behind the neck because it carries the fragrance the longest. On the wrist, I don't know if you noticed, but you probably smell it the least. Because I always think that when you wash your hands and you dry off, you're always kind of scrubbing off the fragrance.
Yeah,
So
rubbing on
that's
your
why I always
clothes too,
spray
long
here
sleeve
now.
shirt.
You could probably smell it more
Okay.
than the one on the wrist right here. But what do you think?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for sure. I would say it's definitely a lighter smell than some of you guys know he's got a crazy catalog here. So I would say it's definitely not one of the strongest smelling ones. After the fact, after the day, you can still definitely smell it a little bit. It's still definitely a little bit there. I could definitely smell it a lot around like his neck area for sure. So it's definitely protruding from that. I can say as somebody who's not too into fragrances, but does like to smell good. That is some of the best advice that he's given me is that behind the back. So make sure you're definitely hitting that back neck area with that. But a good, clean fragrance. Would I say it's the best? No, I wouldn't say it's the best. Would I say it's the worst? No, but definitely pretty niche, especially I think a very specific type of smell. And like he said, I think it can apply very well to some nice light dinners, date night type of situations, work, things like that for sure.
You smelled it off the top, off the top of the lid, and you gave it a 6. When you smelt it behind my neck, what would you rate it from there? The dry down.
The dry down, I get the dry down off the neck. I would personally give it like a 7.
So
Um,
you like it more than smelling it off the top.
yeah, I actually think that sweetness that I was talking about, I feel like it became fuller, a fuller sweetness and less of like an artificial type of sweetness as it was able to get more air. And I do think that did definitely help a lot for sure and make it more of a unique and more of a, I would say more of a complicated smell. You know what I'm saying? The difference between artificial sugar and that real sugar cane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
I think the air gave it that.
if you don't mind, what type of dude do you see rocking this type of scent?
What type of dude do I see rocking this scent? Honestly, I'm going San Francisco white dude, roller skates, 20, 25 to 35 years old.
Okay.
Probably working something like tech, um,
Yeah.
skinny build.
Maybe
Yeah,
even
kind
like
of like,
low lawyer, not high lawyer, but
yeah, like just getting in or out of law school,
yeah.
26 or 29, hitting 30
Yes,
years
bro.
old, something like that, definitely for sure.
I like that, man.
Active, yeah.
Shout out to Jordan because he does really give good descriptions. If you've seen him, he's been on the channel before, and he definitely gives really good descriptive, specific type of person that would wear the scent. So definitely check that out. But I just spray this. Y'all saw the spray, average, regular.
Mm.
Okay, see, you like that?
It smells
You like
better,
that?
much better
Much better.
off the
Okay.
spray than off the spray. I'm gonna give it a 7 now. I'm gonna give it a no. Well, I'm gonna give it a 6.75, 6.8 maybe.
Dang, dude, this man's really harsh. Bro, I gotta ask because people are like, dang, bro, if you're like me, you're like, Armani Code is definitely at least a 7. Come on, it's definitely in the 8 range. 8 is great on the channel, you already know. But you're giving it a harsh 6.75. So a lot of people out here are gonna be like, especially the fans. There's a lot of fans for this.
I
They're gonna be
completely
like, dang.
understand. Yeah, I completely understand.
So what fragrance would you give like at least an 8? Like,
absolutely. For me, the way my skill works is a 10 is always perfect. Like, a 10 is always perfect and a 9 is pretty much perfect. For me, a girl that is a 10 is a supermodel. If she can't be on the runway for Vogue, and she's not a 10, she's not a 9. An 8 is a beautiful woman. And these are some beautiful fragrances. So what I would say for me, I'm a big fan of YSL. He knows I don't know a lot of fragrances, but I have been able to, be afforded to smell a bunch of fragrances. Obviously, I'm lucky enough to have a friend that's got quite an arsenal, and that may not even be all of it. It's probably not even all of it. With that given, like, yeah, YSL for me is about like, my favorite type of smell. For me, I consider variances of that to be 7.5 to about a 8.5. For me, like something that would be like perfect for me I would call it a 9. If something was about perfect, because for me 10, you don't run into 10s.
We gonna put them on some fucking niche, y'all. We gonna put them on some niche, but I need to grow in that essence, and we'll definitely have them for that type of situations. But bro, as always,
absolutely,
he keeps it real just as much as we do, if not more, here on the channel. If you're a fragrance fanatic like me, you already know a frag head. This is probably gonna be close to an 8. Good fragrance. But we have an outsider here who likes the YSL Y line, which is one of the most
new to the game,
popular fragrances out here. And however, he still gives it a 7, 8 max, and that's a lot of people's 10 out of 10. So I will say it here first. This man definitely gives good advice, real advice, harsh advice. I may be a little biased because I, like you said, I have a lot of fragrances and I've learned to adapt. I've learned to like a lot of things that maybe at first I wouldn't. But for somebody, and this is what we do it for. This is literally what we do it for. We do it for that specific reason, so everybody knows the real deal. So we appreciate you for that. That's going to be the fragrance video for today. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you guys like this type of content. Definitely check out his channel. He's got some nice quality content going on. See you guys next time.
Shout out to y'all.
Like and subscribe.